I'm TimeWillTellAll and you're watching my Let's Play guide for Minecraft SkyFactory 3. Welcome back, welcome back. On the last episode, we automated our loot bags. So they are compacting and upgrading them to the higher tiers. We also started getting our 10-10-10 chickens. We also started compacting cobble, so we started the first bits of automation really, and we fully automated our tinker's structures. The thing that we're going to do today is more automation, more ease of life, more ease of use. And one of the first things is that we can still get a lot more use out of this mob farm. So I looked through the loot bags, and the best one, it seems, especially at the moment, because it's full of things we need, is that we would start opening the uncommon bags. So I am going to put a blank filter in here. I'm going to put a blank filter in this bottom one as well. I'm going to take out all of these bags. If we have some, yeah, there we go. Whatever level we can get them out. Try not to open them like that. Throw them back in the chest. And we are going to set this to automatically only open the uncommons and not to upgrade them all the way through. So if we get any epics or rares, we will. But if we... Actually, no, we're going to change that as well. So let me just swap that with a blank filter for now. I am going to take out the epics, and I'm going to take out the rares, sorry, and we're going to only have the epics in there. Do we still have any epic loot bags? No, so I guess we can take one from here. Because what you can do with loot bags as well is downgrade them. So this is going to have a filter only for epics. So epics and above, we'll keep and we'll upgrade them to legendary. We'll decide what we want to do with them when we get there. For the others, we are going to open them at the uncommon level. So I'm going to leave that one because I don't need the one in the middle. I'm going to change this. This is going to take the common, the rare, and the uncommons, and we're going to filter them directly into the bag opener. So let's grab one of each of these. Can I grab one of each of these? Do we have? I guess I have a rare in there. Can turn a rare into uncommons as well. Okay, so let me add these to the filter first. So we're going to add the common and the rare, then we can turn the rare into 4 uncommon, and we can add the uncommon. So we have a filter that will say only take from the mob farm the epics or these 3 types. Then from those, because they're stored in 3 different states, we're going to pull them all out as uncommon. So I'm going to put one more transfer node on top. I'm going to stick a filter in that transfer node that will only take uncommon bags. Clear out whatever's in there. And then we're going to link that through to the bag opener. The problem is we would have to go up and around, or it will start to connect to these machines. So to get around that, we can make some wrenches. So the first one that we're going to make will let us just rotate machines. Unfortunately, generally, you will want to make the wrench from each pack that the machine that you're dealing with, or the type. So here we're dealing with transfer pipes from extra utilities. So I need to also make the extra utilities to wrench. And this will allow us, so once we put this transfer pipe across, we can actually just right click on these connections here, and it will no longer feed into those drawers. And because we're a bit slow, we need to do that again, but that's alright. And if we want to rotate the machines, we can just right click, or any kind of block, we can right click with the other wrench and it will actually turn them around. I mean, you probably won't notice any difference with that because it's the same on all sides, but many ones we can actually... Okay, it's not going to show you anything because these are all, they all look the same when you turn them around, but it does work like that. I guess I'll demonstrate it when we actually need to use it. So we'll put those wrenches away for now. We've actually got a Yeta wrench as well, which came from the monster loot bags in one of the other episodes. So the other thing we can do here is we can actually start trashing, because some of these things we can't recycle, we can't use, we're never going to use, we can't get any benefit out. They're just going to fill up all this space, and it's a waste of effort for us to have to look through them. So what we'll do is we'll make a trash can, and we are going to set filters for that trash can, just like we did for the recycling. So I know bat bags are useless, and I also believe wooden chest transporters we can't recycle, and we're not going to use them for anything either. So I'm going to give 2 examples here, but obviously you will go through and fill everything that you want, similar to the way that you'd do it for the filter into the recycler. So I just need to knock out a space so that we can connect. We can add on the flat transfer node, and I'm also going to show you the fact that we can actually make filters inside filters. So I'm going to make one filter, and it's going to have only a bat bag. Going to make another filter, and it's going to have only the wooden chest transporter, because we're going to actually probably have more than 16 items that we want to trash or that we want to recycle, and one filter will only hold 16. But what you can do is you can make a filter and put filters inside it. So as long as you, I mean, you can put the same thing twice, but technically every space has 16, and I think you can even do 3, I don't know how many levels you can go in total, but you may be able to have filter and a filter and a filter and a filter. So like filter Inception, if you've seen the film. And what you do then is you just put that main filter, and you can see it's going to, one of the filters inside has wooden chest transporters and one has bat bags. So over time we'll expand that, and we'll expand the recycler to capture everything that we want to get rid of from the chest. And we just stick the trash can there, and you'll notice it's taking out the bat bags and it's getting rid of the chest transporters as well. So let's tick off, we've done our trash can and filter inception. We've also made our wrenches. So there are a few more resources we can get out of this mob farm. One of them means I actually need to make some interfaces again. So let's make another, oh, I'm missing stone. Let me just go and grab some stone. So we need to interact a few more times with that chest, and to do that we need a few more interfaces for the connection points. And actually I'll get another 2, because 1, 2, we might as well just have 2 available, and we're probably going to use them both anyway. And a good thing to do with the filters, so that you don't have to remake them every time, is store them somewhere. So maybe we'll make another bag for our filters, or we'll just, if this is enough space, we might keep it this way. This one we don't really need to keep, because we can just fill the other ones in it, but if you run out of those items, you can't add them to the filter. So it's the best way to do it is not to just throw them away once you're done. So I'm going to need another spot here, because what we're going to do is we're going to use the bones and turn them into bone meal, so we can automate the creation of bone meal from our mob farm. To do that, we're going to want to make a crafter, because bones you have to craft. Now the cheapest crafter is the analog crafter. For that we need a crafting table, a lever, which needs another stone actually, so let me go and grab some more. I should have had this ready already. And a chest, which we have 6 of already in our inventory, so we can make the crafter. At the same time, we're going to want a drawer so that we can then store all of that bone meal inside the drawer. And just a standard basic drawer is good enough. So we'll take this out. We're going to add a transfer node, and as always, we're going to add a filter. So actually, I for some reason have put them all away, but I do need my filters. Clear out what we have here, because we only want to get one thing. We are going to deal with the, just leave that in there for the moment. We are going to be taking out the bones. So let's put bone into our filter. Let's add our analog crafter on here. And what you do when you right click, you can choose. Did I put the filter? Why is it giving me zombie? Okay, remember to put the filter. Yes, you can choose, if you right click on it, the crafting recipe that it's going to automatically apply. So if that actually filled up to 2 stacks, it would stop doing it. But I'm going to block every slot and say, put whatever is coming in and craft it. Now, so there's one slot, bone will turn directly into bone meal. So it's always on by default, so we don't have to touch anything else. And we don't need to keep the recipe in, because the only item that's coming through are bones, and we don't need to spread anything. So this is set up as we need it. We'll then transfer them out and transfer them directly into a drawer. So now we have our bone meal being taken out of our mob farm, so our bones. So it's not going to fill this chest anymore, and it's going to stick in the straw. I'm actually going to leave it like that, so if once it's full, it will still carry on storing the bones, because I don't know how much we're going to use. But another thing that we're going to do is we are going to automate the creation of leather, and we are going to deal with our ink sacs, because we don't need more than a certain amount of both. To do that, again, we put another interface. So with the leather, and actually I'm just going to dump that in there and dump those in there, so we have a bit of space in our bag. To make the leather, we can take advantage of all the zombie flesh that we're getting. So we will want to make the drying basin. I'm looking for a black dye, so I just need to grab one of them from here. This allows you to turn items into other items. So you essentially dry those items. And I've probably just lost... No, it's going to get picked up by the item collector. So let me just break that and then replace it correctly. Good thing about this is that even though it's going to drop down, that item collector is very good at what it does, and it will pick it up before we lose it. Yeah. So as I was saying, we're going to use a drying basin. And something that I didn't note as well is that you can actually put transfer nodes sometimes on these connections without actually being able to see the gap. So if you get the right corner, I actually added a transfer node in between those two. And I've been lucky because it's taken out a rotting flesh, but what we actually need to do to make sure that we only take the flesh, again, is make another filter. So this time we'll have flesh instead of bone. And we also need to make one more filter for the top of the leather, otherwise it will take the flesh straight out. This block isn't smart enough to have an input and an output. It's a single space that it turns the item into. So if you don't, just like with the Tinker's Furnace, if you don't actually specify the changed output, then you'll just get the zombie flesh will just come straight back out. So here we are turning our zombie flesh now into leather. And I also want to do the same for the ink sacs, but we don't actually need to do anything special. We just need to extract them because there are no crafting recipes required here. So we're going to extract the ink sacs as well. We're going to stuff them into a drawer. So we just slowly clear up the amount of things that we get from the mob farm, and eventually everything becomes automated. The resources that we want to keep, we keep, and everything else is recycled, thrown away, or crafted off into something else. The thing that you want to consider in any of these kind of automations is what quantity do you actually want to keep. So in this case, I know one drawer full of those ink sacs is far more than enough. And same with the leather. I don't think we're going to use that for much else at all. So we can actually deal with that by making void upgrades on the drawers. What this means is, so I'm going to just quickly make those. They need some upgrade templates, which you may have already got from bags. And those templates use standard drawers. You can use any drawer. So I know I'm going to make 2 void upgrades. So I'm going to make 2 templates. Or 4 templates, because you get 2 for 1, it looks like. And I'm going to make 2 void recipes. I'm going to put the templates away because we are definitely going to use them in the future. And if you right click the drawer with your template equipped, and then if you shift right click with an empty hand, you can see the upgrades applied. And what the void means is it will fill this up and it will keep taking items. Once it's full, it will still keep taking items, but it will just trash them. It will just delete them. So it won't leave them all in here. This will be your one storage space, and it will keep taking, and it will never overfill. It will never go back. For example, with the bone meal, once that's full, we're still going to have bones put into this chest. Whereas with the leather and the ink sacs, it will go forever. So we can now tick off, we've automated the bone meal and leather, and we've also automated the void upgrade. Now I'm going to get onto a little bit of a beast of a machine. So we're going to have a few different things going on. What I'll do first is move this. We're going to automate our obsidian production and a few other resources. So endstone and netherrack, because in the nether it's void, so netherrack is one of the resources that we're going to want to get a bit of. And we don't even need these crucibles anymore, so let's get up some space. We are progressing in technology, which means we can get rid of the old and the defunct and the unneeded. just because I'm going to store it over here. We're probably never going to use it again, but I'm going to leave it over there anyway. And also, I am going to get rid of our infinite water pool because we now have a way to get that from a single block. So again, we generate some more space. So what we can make is a sink. Now I know it's probably not the best looking thing for many setups, but in this pack, this is your 1 block infinite water source, or one of them. I don't know if they have the actual, yes. So there are 2. There's the theoretical infinite water source, or 3 maybe, there's one from Blood Magic as well. But the easiest one, you can't make that, that's a shame. The easiest one is the sink. So we can just put that down and we can connect things to it. Or we can just use a bucket on it and we will have water. So we've got a bit of space saved definitely in this way. But I'm not going to leave that one there because I'm actually going to use that for our structure that I'm going to go and build now. So we're going to take advantage of all of this setup that we used previously, but I did actually make a mistake. Don't do that. I'm going to want to put cobble there or it's going to drive me mad, so we're going to have to deal with some frame lag for a second. Can I fit? Yes. Okay. Yes, so I actually need to swap the direction that this is going in because the machine that I'm building, it needs the lava at the back instead of at the front. So we're just going to take this out and we're going to be very quick because these crucibles working like this will overflow very quickly. Or not overflow, sorry, completely wrong thing to say. These crucibles will start spitting lava everywhere, as you can see, and that will start to burn down our base if we're not quick enough. So I'm gonna... Where is the tank? Where is my redstone? Did it just burn my redstone tank? Oh, of course it did. Alright, so I'm gonna set this up like we have everything we need, but I'm gonna have to make another one of those tanks, but that shouldn't be too hard. We just need planks, redstone and iron, so we can do that quite quickly, and some cobble. We just put the block down here so that we don't have any more spitting fire. Okay, so we're going to have our tank there. It's just represented by a cobblestone block for the moment. All I'm doing is swapping this around. Just had it the wrong way around to begin with. Okay, and we'll put the filters on either side as normal, the transfer node, sorry, and the transfer pipe. And I'm a bit special, aren't I? Because this actually was the other way around. Because on this side we need to extract the lava, so actually that's meant to have them here with the pipes going there, and that's meant to be the same. And let's get the pickaxe. 2, 2, 3. 3. There we go. So this machine we're going to make will use all of these crucibles and use the lava that we're getting to automate obsidian creation and some other bits. We're also going to use that sink and we're going to automate some clay. First thing I'm going to do is throw that sink on there. We are going to actually need a tank anyway, so let's make another 2 tanks because we just lost one that we had. So we need bucket and stained panes. So we have our buckets and we have our stained panes and we need planks. So let's make 2 of these wooden tanks. Can I do 2 in one go? Yes, I can. Okay, then obviously we need to make the upgrades to those. I'm just going to move the buckets for now so we have some space, and we can put these down so we get a little bit more space because we need to upgrade them anyway. So we need to, as we did before, make our cobblestone upgrades. And we're going to need to do that on a crafting stick. And do we have, yes, we have enough cobblestone. Here, why am I? Yes, cobblestone upgrade, that's wooden upgrade. So we need 2 of these. Then we need our iron upgrades because we need to get into a tank level 3. And they are on the 5th page. There we go. So we need 2 of those, and obviously we need our redstone upgrades, which are there. Tier 3, tier 4. Nice and easily done, and there's no lava to burn them away this time, so that's very good for us. So let's stick our tank back in there. We've just lost all the lava that we had in the other one. Normally it transports it when you break it, but because we had it burned, we actually lost everything that we'd already been building up. And what I'm going to do on this side is I'm going to stick one tank for the water, so we have a tank buffer, so that when it's not automating, it is still, and we need our wrenches here because things are going to start to connect where we don't want them to. Yeah, so we know that's not connected. Yeah, we always want to have a buffer so that when we're actually not automating something or we're not using up the resource, if we come and dump in a stack, it will just work instead of having to build up and collect all that lava all over again. So on this one, I am going to take from the tank. I am going to need another 2 drawers. Oh, actually I can use a drawer and a chest, so let's make some drawers. You know, I can actually use 5, so I'm just going to do drawers with this because it's a bit cleaner. So we'll stick a drawer on here, and this will be the drawer for our output, and we need one more above that. Can I see that? Yes, I can. And that will be our input. So we are going to take, and it's very special. I've missed one thing. Yes, no, the tank should be there. We're going to take the water. We're going to automatically, I'm going to probably need to, no I don't. We are going to automatically, from that tank, fill a stone barrel. I'm actually going to need to make a few more of these stone barrels. Then from the barrel, we are going to extract the clay. And there we go, so we've got that in there. To get the actual dust in, we just do the opposite thing from the top. We'll put a transfer node there and a transfer pipe, and we'll close that off. So what this will do is it will say take dust, put into there with the barrel of water, and turn it into clay. I'll quickly go and grab a dust because I actually want to demonstrate each of these machines. So we can take this 5 sand, can put it down, we can hammer it very quickly into dust because it's only 5, and we still have a hammer. There we go. If we put the dust, not the not the hammer, so let's take that out of the system. If we put the dust into this drawer, it will start to take the dust out, it will start to feed it into here, that will fill up the water, and it will give us clay. So this is a way to, we can just dump a stack of hammered dust, loads of stacks, because we have a drawer full, and it will make us lots and lots of clay. So we can tick off automating clay. We also want to use this sink, not the sink, we also want to automate obsidian. So I'm going to need another few stone barrels, because this machine has 4, I say this machine like it's one machine, but this setup has, I believe, another 4 barrels to be used, or at least another 3. So similar idea here, we stick a stone barrel on there, and I'm going to stick another few because this is the way that I'm going to be dealing with it. We're also going to make an upgrade, so we're going to make some retrieval nodes. For that we need 2 ender pearls as well, so I'll just grab those. And actually I'm going to need to make another set of those. The difference between the retrieval nodes and the transfer nodes is that one says look through my piping and take my item out and look through the piping to put it somewhere. And the retrieval node is different because it says look through the piping and take an item instead of take an item and look through the piping. So I just need to get underneath for a second. This bucket is going to request lava from the tank, so we'll do that, and obviously we need our wrench to make sure it doesn't request water, which it's already doing, and it's raining, so it will keep doing. We need to remember to block that off. And it also, I can never click in, there we go, it also doesn't request any lava from there. Everything will be filled into the buffer tank, and then from that tank it will take into the barrels. It's also quicker this way because if you have a single fluid transfer node, it's got one action, take lava and try to feed 3. Whereas if you have 3 retrieval nodes, each one is requesting at the same time, so it's basically 3 times as fast. So I just need to stick another one on there and on there, and we can connect those up as well. Make sure we don't have this on the bottom. There we go. And on the top, we do want it to connect there. There we go. So we have 3 barrels now requesting lava, but obviously they're filled with water because it's raining. So remember when you're dealing with barrels to always cover them over first, because I'm actually going to have to break these and place them again. And that is a pipe, that is not a barrel. There we go. So now, I think that's bugged. That's not lava, that's not water in there. Ah, is it in here? Maybe in the nodes? Alright, so I think that's going to be enough because they also hold 1 each. Now it should put lava inside. Yes, so each of these nodes will also hold a bucket of liquid, so it just refilled them. So there you go, see it's requesting the lava now. And I can break those because it will be full of lava and the rain won't do anything with it for the moment. First thing we're going to make is an obsidian generator. So for that we just need a transfer node and an output tank. So we have this and we have the drawer, so it says take out again whatever's in there and make the drawer. And I keep jumping up and down and I don't need that like this anymore, so let's fix this back. Let's get our... We can put this away temporarily and get our step ladder out so that we can easily reach the top of something if we need to see it. So that all we need to do now is put water on top of there and hold it in place. So I would temporarily, I'll just put some wood, and I'll put wood because we're going to put something else on top of that, and we'll dump a bucket of water there. And now that is doing the automatic filling of lava into the barrel, and then the emptying of that barrel when it turns into obsidian into the chest. So we have obsidian automated as well. So let's tick that off. The next 2 are a similar idea. We need to fill the barrel with lava and we need to put an item in it. So again, we are going to stick the 2 transfer nodes to take out the finished products. And I am going to need to make 2 more drawers because I'm going to do it in a drawer. Which means I need to make some more chests. So let's make some... wood. I guess I need to make about half a stack, then make some chests, then make some drawers, and we're going to stick these on top of here because we have 2 inputs again. And let's get up our step ladder, makes the building nice and easy. So for the other 2 we actually need to we need to drop redstone or glowstone into the lava barrel. So this one is for each of those. The barrels are full and the items will come out as we finish it. So we need to add the extract of those items. So I need to be quite quick here because there's water, but that will actually block the flow. So that's fine for me, and just need to make sure I don't blow away any torches, because that reminds me I put a torch on top of these because there was a spawn spot on top of the clocks. So now we have that there, and we will feed that into the barrel below. We'll obviously grab our wrench because we do not need to feed it into the drawer on the other side. Although that might have been a good idea instead of needing to make all these extra drawers, but this is good enough. This is how I wanted to do it. I want it to have like a standalone machine. Where did my ladder go? Ah, it's over here. Did I not? Yes, I did pick it up now. And it's actually doing obsidian at the moment because that water just flowed out across all 3 barrels. So let's just clear that out. So we're going to go up here. We're going to do the same thing on this side, and actually we're going to need to empty this barrel again. We'll just need to break it once, but until that point we'll just add our transfer node and our fluid node, and then we'll say make sure you don't connect where I don't want you to connect. So these 2 are meant to be separate. Always take your time once you've used a lot of these thin transfer nodes, because you'll start right clicking or left clicking on those and you have to rebuild whatever you're making. So there, let me take this barrel. I need to put that on there. and take the barrel. So we have that connected as well. So we have both of them working in exactly the same way. Feed the barrel with lava and then take whatever item you put in here and put it into that lava. Now I can show you both of them working, and then we're going to automate it one step further because we have chickens. I'll put a glowstone on there and I'll put some redstone in there, and you see the redstone has turned into netherrack, and the glowstone, I don't know why it's not turned into endstone. I guess there isn't enough lava in the barrel. Are we already full on lava? We've run out? No, it's extracting it. It's progressing. Is it actually going in? Sometimes these transfer nodes can bug and you just... Why is there water in there again? The rain should not be getting in through everything that we've just done. There's no reason that it would. I guess just in case, because I haven't had that issue before. Actually, we don't need to worry about that anyway, because I'm going to stick on top of those two barrels. I am going to stick nesting pens, because we are going to have chickens getting to work on here. So we need to put a block here. And that's probably not where we need it. We need it there, because we need the pens facing in the right direction. So I'm going to have chickens, a redstone chicken, and once we actually make our glowstone chicken, we are going to have those feeding directly into our drawers and into, there we go, so that's feeding in there as well. So we have two sources. If we come with a stack of redstone or a stack of glowstone, I don't need that there, we can turn it into the desired endstone or netherrack. But also, if we just wait over time, let me just check, I'm sure stuff is spawnable up here now. Yeah, let me stick the torch on that side instead. We can get rid of these, and on the back of these we are going to need to add a transfer item, and we're going to have to put eggs in that, and we're going to need to make one more trash can, and we're going to need to put feather and manure in that as well. We need another chest. Okay, I guess I don't need raw wood for anything. I can just use slabs, make some chests, make another trash can. And we can stick that on here. And feed whatever's from the nesting pen into there. So as I was saying, we will have chickens laying glowstone and redstone once we get there, dropping it into the barrel automatically, and it coming out into endstone and netherrack. At the same time, if we just want to make a batch because we have a lot, and we, for example, we're not using the fast laying chicken trick with 10 chickens, then we can just dump it into this drawer above. It will slowly take it out and convert it into these resources. So let's go and get our chickens. And we do need to do a few new ones in this episode as well, so I don't want to focus just on chickens, but we can keep progressing through the tiers as we progress through the game. So we've actually done all of that, and I can probably put the diamonds away because I was going to do something else and realized I don't actually need to do that at this point. Put the bucket away, put the barrels away. Yeah, okay. So let's go and grab our animal net. We need to grab a redstone chicken and glowstone we haven't made yet, so we don't need to worry about that at this point. We will put it there when we get it. I think I actually made an extra redstone. So yeah, so we have a 10 redstone and a 10 snowball, and I have a second 10 redstone here, and I should have probably bought two. Now I'm gonna have to go back and forth, but we will stick the redstone chicken above. On this one, which is good, and what we'll need to do is actually add a transfer node onto there. So now we're taking out of this one as well, and in here we're going to need to put redstone, so we need to add a filter which is in here. So let's grab our filters back out. We need some redstone as well, so let's go and grab some redstone. And actually that one glowstone I used, I needed to put in the filter next to it. So I'm going to need to go and grab that as well. So let's make our filter with just redstone. And we can add that into our transfer node, because otherwise you'll see it will take all sorts of funny business. And what we need to do at the top of that is add a filter into there to take out everything else. So I'm going to speed up this chicken just so that we have the drops that we need to filter. So you can see we're going to need feather, chicken manure, and the redstone chicken eggs. So if I just right click on that once, I should have everything that I need to add to the next filter. So the next one, we're just going to dump off the redstone chicken eggs, the feathers, and the chicken manure, and we're going to put it into the trash can. So let's take this to this filter so that we don't take out our redstone here. So our redstone one is now set up. On top of that, I can just quickly dump those. I don't need them at the moment. I need to check over here and make sure I block that spawn spot as well. And see, do we have any glowstone from all these bags? You can see we're opening so many and the commons aren't coming out. Have I made a mistake? Very possibly. Let's just check. Are we not taking out? We are taking the commons, but for because there's rare. Yes, because rare doesn't have common in the recipe, it's actually become blocked. So what we need to do is have this twice, and I did do this before and I completely forgot. So I'm going to break that pipe. Let's do all this over again. Because the compacting drawers can only hold 3 states, you have to be careful that you extract into it the state that you want to use. And in this case, if we put a rare in, it will give the next 3 up instead of the 3 below. It seems to always look for the upgrade instead of the downgrade, which means we need to change this to, say, rare bags. So we need to grab this filter, add the rare bags in, put the filter in there, and that's just come out. Don't need that. Then on this one we need to take the rare bags off because uncommon. Can I have a rare? No, I can't. Yeah. So on this one we take the rare out and we'll just have common and uncommon going into here. I believe that should be alright, although we may have the same issue where if the uncommon goes in first, it has the higher level of bag. We'll have to wait and see. It's just going to be taking the... If we do have that issue, we'll instead change all of this to say uncommon, common, uncommon, rare, and we won't have any issues. But you can see now it's finally got back to automating our loot bags. But we've had loads and loads of drops. We've actually got a big stack of glowstone and even of nether quartz, so we can make our draw controller next episode. And we have our portal charm as well, so I'm going to leave the stuff in there for now and we'll take it out when we actually start to use it. So in this case I wanted glowstone because I want to add that to the filter over here, at least for the moment, although we're not going to put anything else until we put the chicken in. So I guess I can just turn this glowstone into... Going to need a little bit, but I can turn the rest of it into netherrack, and I can even turn some redstone into it as well. So we can now tick off automation of endstone and netherrack, and we'll add our chicken in. We can also tick off the analog crafter. We did that a while ago. I don't know why I didn't tick it off. But the last things I want to do are automate dirt and a few more chickens. Now for our chickens, I just need to quickly get this up. We are going to make the next 3. Obviously using my file as before, so we want to make copper, water and leather chicken. So the copper chicken is brown and yellow, so I need to go and grab brown and yellow chickens. So where are they? The yellow one's over here. And is that the brown? Yes, that is. So you can see I've been busy trying to get all of these. Oh, I've just put the chicken inside the hopper. And now I'm going to have trouble getting it out. So I'm going to need to break that. Can I grab it now? Yes, I can. So let's put do we need the purple 999? Yes we did, so let's lay that down so it can start to hatch. Just get rid of all of this stuff that we don't need. We don't need the 111 anymore, so you've done your job. Thank you, good chicken. Always give the chickens a nice send-off. Where's my my yellow chicken gone? Did it suck it into the hopper? Okay, there seems to be a little bit of a bug that's just happened there. So I'm not sure where my yellow chicken has disappeared to. So we'll do the next one, which is cocoa brown and string. So this one will make our leather chicken. So where is our string? This is our string chicken. Gonna need to go and grab the brown one. Obviously, save time and effort. Let's do the quick chicken trick. Should already have the egg in there. Obviously, we would if we actually had space for the egg, if we had space for anything. So let me just organize this. I'm sorry you have to watch this. But it's good to have everything on you, just in case you need it. It's just no good when you need to actually pick stuff up and you have no space for anything. Right? I have loads of these resources, so let's just dump that off. All we need to do is take out as many eggs as we can. It's going to be very quick to do what we want. Very likely we will have our combined leather egg by the time we've finished this, or are they not breeding together for some reason? Brown. The egg's actually in there, so we have now our leather chicken egg. The next one we want to make is our water egg, and that is from snowball and gunpowder. So we can say thank you for your time. Is that a 10-10-10 as well? Yeah, our string can go over there. We actually need that snowball chicken, so we'll stick it in here. The cocoa brown we do need to make 10-10-10, but we're not going to do it at this point, so I'm going to leave him away. And as I said, we need the gunpowder and the snowball. So where's my gunpowder chicken? There's my gunpowder chicken. It's a bit frustrating. I'm going to have to make that yellow one again, but it's not very hard. Just yellow dye, so there we go. And that's a 111 as well. Is that a 10-10-10 iron? Yes, we have our 10-10-10 iron, so we can put them away. And obviously while we're doing other things, let's keep our chickens breeding, so we can put our smart chicken and make our orange chicken 10-10-10. But we're going to need space for that as well, so let's just dump all of this. Loads of iron chicken eggs 10-10-10. So this is how you'd normally do it if you want to make more. Just get one up to 10-10-10, let it lay for ages, hatch all of those chickens, put them in one pen all together, and just have an item collector or conduits or some kind of transfer going from the nesting pens to give you that resource. So these two will start breeding. These two have probably already bred the water chicken. There we go. So we have our water chicken egg as well, which is great. So you've done your job. Snowball can go away. Gunpowder can go away for now as well. So I just keep only a few that I'm dealing with at one time. And we can put our water egg here. So the only one we're missing now is our yellow one, but I'll fix that in between the... It'll be ready for the next episode. Unless we have the yellow dye already. I think we used it all last time. But we're going to have to wait for it to grow anyway. Which is a bit frustrating. Yellow dye 1. And yellow petals. Okay, we have enough petals to break them down using the pestle and mortar. Just need 8. Can put our petals back. So this is good that we kept our extra petals for, I guess, an unsuspecting bug. We can quickly make our yellow chicken again. We need to hatch it, and then we need to breed that yellow chicken with the brown chicken to make our leather one. Right. Alongside that, I want to add another item collector into the middle of our pen so we can start to pick them up. What am I going to need? I'm going to need iron, and ender pearl, and obsidian. The only thing I'm missing... Oh, the only 2 things I'm missing, ender pearls and obsidian, so let's go and do that. We have an ender pearl over here. We should have more obsidian. Ah, of course we do. We have it making obsidian now, and I can take that out because it's not connected anymore. So we see we have 32, no, we have 1 end stone, we have 2 netherrack. Something's going wrong. That node should be full of end stone. What is it doing? Is there water? Oh, there's water in that barrel again. That is why this isn't working. Can I take it out with a bucket? No, because it's not a full bucket of water. There we go. Can't grab the barrel either, so let's do this. Troubleshooting machines is always fun. I didn't want to have to do this on the episode, but it looks like it's the way it's going to be. It's coming from below. I didn't actually break anything off there except for the transfer node, so let's put that back. Put that there. Now it should be filled with lava and get back to the production of obsidian and endstone. I don't know why, but there seems to be a block. Water somehow is getting through there. And there's no reason it should be. I guess from that rain it caused a bit more issues, but that won't be a problem anymore. You can see though, finally we've made the next bit of endstone. It's going to wait for it to fill up with lava and do the same. And the netherrack. We have redstone in there, redstone in there. We have lava in here, and it's slowly but surely also making our netherrack. Alright, so let's knock this down. And I came over here for obsidian, which you can see we already have 15 of, so that is working as it should. Let's make our item collector, so we need to first make a hopper, which is just iron, nice and easy. Let's make a few, just in case we want to make one in the future. Let's make our item collector, and we can go straight into, again, the advanced. We have a redstone torch, we can make it if we didn't. And we're gonna need a chest as well, so we're gonna have a storage crate. We're gonna need to make another analog crafter. No, we're not. We're gonna need to use a barrel to make the dirt. So let's go in here. I guess you can come out for the moment. In the middle, this is probably about the middle. We'll stick our storage crate with our advanced item collector. Let's pick everything up we can pick up. You'll see it will start to collect all these drops, so we have our chicken drops finally managed. It won't pick up those from the nesting pen, so you probably want to let them run free if you're not doing the nesting pen resource grabbing. For the moment, every time I need a specific resource, I'll actually move the chicken in there so that I can start to gather it. But later on, these will all be free roaming. And if we have a lot, we can change that as well. And from this, I'm actually going to use that chicken manure, and I'm going to turn it directly into dirt. So, same process we've done a few times this episode already. Grab a filter, set that filter up with some chicken manure. I thought we'd have eggs already in there as well, but it doesn't seem like any of these are laying eggs, so that saves me something to put in the filter, I guess, at least for now. Later on we're probably going to need to add it. We'll move that across, and I guess I can use the wrench instead, which that was no good because I just moved that away. Okay. And our filter for our chicken manure. We can use a stone barrel here as well, although I think a wood barrel would... A wooden barrel would suit the area a bit more, so I'm going to do that instead. So we've got our wooden barrel. This is going to be taking out the chicken manure directly into the wooden barrel, and I've just remembered they don't want to work with the thin transfer nodes. So let's take that off and let's put our standard transfer node there. So actually that means I'm also going to do this underneath. So I'm going to need... Didn't bring a bucket of water. I have to pray now that none of my chickens walk off the edge. They're not normally so stupid, but just in case. You know, I don't even need this one anymore, so I can take that. We will stick that. I need a transfer node. I need a standard transfer node, not a flat one, because they don't work with the nesting pen. No, with the barrels. Let's go under here, stick a transfer node in. We can see the transfer node from here, which is great. So that's already taking the manure as well, but we'll filter it to only take manure. We can stick some piping under there as well. Feed it into our stone barrel. Now that should start filling up. Yeah, for some reason it doesn't work with the others. And then on top of that, we can use a flat transfer node. So we can't feed it with a flat transfer node, but we can extract from it with a flat transfer node, and we can put it directly into a drawer. So now we have our chicken farm also. Hello? Didn't it make one? Maybe we still have to wait a little bit longer. We should have our chicken farm also making dirt, and it should be taking it automatically out as well. Am I just impatient? Oh yeah, dirt, there you go. So while we're away, we'll be getting bits of dirt. Well, there are lots of ways to automate the dirt. This is one of them. We could even turn the leather, instead of the zombie flesh, instead of leather, you could turn it into dirt, in the same kind of idea as what we did with that. So I'm going to tick off the last thing that we've done. I'll tick off the automated dirt, and I'll tick off the chickens as well. So the copper chicken is just the leather and the brown chicken. No, sorry, the leather. The yellow and the brown chicken, but my yellow one somehow glitched out and disappeared, so we have to make him again. I'll make him in between, so that we did do that, and you know what you needed to do anyway. And I will fill this in with, I guess, a wood plank for now. This kind of suits the area. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You can do these kind of things in many ways. That machine that automates our end stone and our redstone and our obsidian will be useful through the game. Because we can actually, because we have netherrack, I believe, we can make this, we can hammer it down, and then we can actually sieve netherrack and end stone, crushed end stone if we want. So we have a few more resources we can access that maybe you wouldn't normally have. On the top is my most recent episode. It may not be Minecraft, but you may like it if you enjoyed this. On the right is the next in the playlist, and on the left is the previous, and in the bottom is me. Click on me, like, subscribe, dislike. Let me know your feelings. Let me know your comments. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.